Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back to the show. Steve Bredschneider joins us here once again. And he's all about being a mindset coach. So welcome back to the show, Steve. It's good to see you again. And you're from True Results Coaching?
True Results Consulting, but
Consulting.
Close enough.
Thank you. Trying to memorize everything, right? You don't want to look down when you're on the TV. So
Right.
again, True Results Consulting. I want to welcome you back to our show today, Steve. So please introduce yourself a little bit to those that may not know you yet.
Sure. Well, my name's Steve, obviously, and I'm a mindset coach. I live here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I help people achieve their wildest dreams and goals. And I've been on this path of self-discovery, of personal development for the past 8 years, and I've come into this great knowledge that I need to share with other people. So making my corner of the world a little bit better by sharing this knowledge is going to make the world better in a greater expanse. So.
Absolutely. And I know you've done a lot of that before. We're going to get to that momentarily. Of course, we'll talk about some of the people you've helped, the types of things you can help with. And I know today for our show, you have a special topic in mind in regards to what do we want, right? Not just what women want, not just what men want, but
what we want in general, men and women, humans of all kinds really want to experience more in their lives.
Yeah.
Right? We are goal setting and achieving creatures. We want to achieve things. We want to have better. We want to have more. Better could be simply just another $100,000 a year income or whatever it is that you desire. And the thing about it is that most people don't really understand how to achieve more in their lives. They're just kind of muddling through their lives, taking on what's coming next and not really focusing on what they want. A lot of people believe that they don't deserve what they want. They don't have the talent or the capability or the possibilities of achieving what they want. And it's such a tragedy because, I think that 95% of the world's population really don't understand who they are. And that's where I come in. I try to reveal that for them. I try to get them to understand who they are and find out what their purpose is in life and to help them achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve.
So you're saying as a whole in society, men, women, all of us, we want more. I'm going to agree with you on that. We do. We want an abundance. We want more, whether it's monetary, like you mentioned, if it's money, or whether it's having something that we don't have. We always aspire to have more. You're right. Even if it's more food on the table, we do want more. I think is that human nature. Is that?
Absolutely. It's in our DNA. That desire for more causes us to have, we get into this mundanity of doing work all day long, the same job, same day, do the same routine over and over and over again. And if you were like me about 8 years ago, I'm sitting in my cube and I'm going, oh my God, is this all there is? Is this what my life has culminated to? And that's a level of awareness that we call aspiration. We start seeking answers to what we want. So there's really 7 levels of awareness that we can achieve in life.
Well, can we talk about that? But I also want to know, what was your turning point? When did you realize, and what was it that made you realize, this is not for me, I want more?
That's exactly it. I'm sitting in my cube. I'm making a really great paycheck. I've got a wonderful life. I'm not in need of anything. I've gotten into this complacency, but there was some yearning inside me that said there's got to be more. Now, I was also at the lowest point in my life saying that because I was complacent, I was fat, I was lethargic, I had disassociated myself from my friends, my family. I was in this I was depressed, not clinically diagnosed, but I was depressed.
Yeah.
And just doing the same routine, doing whatever was coming next, paying whatever bill had to be paid next, trying to make ends meet and trying to save up for that vacation I want to take, all that kind of stuff was just not fulfilling. And when I started asking the question, is there more for me? Is there something more that I can do for others, came to my mind. And when I started asking those questions, that's when thinking into results came into my awareness. And that's when I started studying with Bob Proctor. And my life has completely changed because of that. So I'm not looking now to get anything. I'm looking to give. How can I be of service to people? And that's why I'm on this TV show, because I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. And even if I just give one person an aha moment that says, I've got to go and seek out what Steve knows, or I've got to go and see the new thought leaders that are out there, I'm doing my purpose. I'm fulfilling my purpose in life.
Wonderful. Now, let me just ask, how long did it take by working with Bob Proctor for you to now start your own business in consulting here? And again, I want to point out it's trueresultsconsulting.ca is the website, by the way.
Yes, exactly right. And I was studying with Bob for about 5 years before I decided that I wanted to become a consultant for his company. Okay. And when I made that switch, doing personal development is making yourself a little bit better every day. And by working with Bob, that's accelerated. So I've been studying for 8 years, and I'm coming into my own now. I'm starting to see things more manifest for me. I'm starting to see things change for me. I know that my awareness level is somewhere between being an individual and discipline. I want to graduate to that discipline level and start working harder and more diligently at serving people.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask you how now, once you actually made that change and now you're here and now you're helping people, what is it that's really inspiring them? What are they getting from you? Tell them, they could have a whole new life, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There is nothing that is out of reach. You can achieve your wildest dream if you make a committed decision to make that happen. Mm-hmm. Create a plan and believe that you can achieve that plan. Those are the 3 ingredients. It's so simple. It's so simple, but you wonder why people are so stuck, right? We just don't know about this. We're not taught this in grade school, high school, college, or university. We are not taught this by our clergy. We're not taught this by our parents or anyone else. It's only through following new thought leaders and becoming aware is the big key. Becoming aware of this wonderful knowledge.
I know obviously mindset is a huge thing here, but is it once you manifest, once you think it, is it kind of like you build it, they will come? Is mindset that powerful where you can really create anything?
Absolutely. Let's go back 100 years, right? Let's go talk about the Wright brothers. Do you know who they are?
Oh, the flying. Yes, of course. Yeah. It's a flight. Sure. Yes.
Nobody knew that you could fly until they made it happen. Yeah. The science of flight hadn't been discovered until the Wright brothers made it happen. And it came out of their imagination. It came from an idea. I want to launch myself into the air. I want to fly for a distance. And that's all they wanted to do. And it was groundbreaking. It was earth shattering. Look at what we can do now. We strap ourselves into aluminum cans and we fly at 700-800 miles an hour to destinations that usually take, before flight, would take weeks to get to.
Yeah, boat, plane, boats and by train and walking. It would be impossible to go around the world like we.
Absolutely. So what I like about what Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich is that what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. It's just absolutely the truth and the matter, right? So if you believe that you could be a multimillionaire or a billionaire, by God, you can do it. How doesn't matter. You'll figure that out on your journey. You just have to take the steps and you'll figure out how as you take those steps. Taking the steps is the scary part.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course it is. Everyone has that fear, that anxiety, but knowing the success stories. Look at yourself, look at Bob Proctor, look at the people you've been helping. Could you just tell us and share some of the success stories about the lives you've changed? And
absolutely. One of my favorite success stories is about he's now a friend. Like, let's face it, when you get into a coaching sessions like this, you become friends. There's no way you can stop that from happening. Mm-hmm. This fella has 7 children. Wow. And he found the time in his life to take an hour a day to set his course on what he wants to do. So in the 6 months that we were working together on the program, his income doubled. Okay. And as far as I know, his business is growing. It's morphing, it's mushrooming, and he's becoming wealthier and wealthier every day. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is truly the one of my great successes. Any of the clients that I've ever worked with have doubled their income within 6 months.
Yeah, you said that last week too, and that's stuck in my head because that's fascinating. And it's also talk not just income, but the type of the mentality that you change in people's mind and the life they're able to have. Because there's some people who are a little stuck in life in general, right? And they want more, maybe not just the abundance of cash, of monetary things, but in giving love or getting love. Have you helped someone open up themselves to maybe find love that they weren't able to find? Is that part of the program?
This is part of becoming aware, right? This is a part of thinking about not what you're getting, but what you're giving. So you listen to Michael Beckwith. If you fill your heart with love and you love yourself and you learn about yourself and you grow yourself to be a little bit better every day, that love overflows onto everyone that's in your life.
Okay.
So if you're struggling with a relationship, yep, there are things that you can do, right? Like we get into cohabitation and we start seeing the little faults that our spouses might have, right? And they get to being irritating. And, if we go down the negative road, well, we start to separate. But if you step back and say, that's okay, this little fault that I see is all right. This is just her or him or her, right? And you forgive them and you move on to saying, what do I appreciate about this person? What do I love about this person? And you write out that list and oh my God, your relationships just completely change.
Wow.
Right?
Is it really as simple as coming to you and telling you what you want and you will help make that happen? Is that the process?
I think that's it in a nutshell, right? What is it that you want?
Your dreams by design, you say on the website, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm an engineering technologist. I know what it means to start with something from nothing, right? An idea, an image of a component. So we're talking about mechanical things, a component that I need to manufacture to put into a machine. It's the same with our lives. I want to have X amount of dollars in my life. I want to have the love life of my dreams. I want to have the spouse of my dreams. I want to have the career of my dreams. What are those dreams? You sit down and you write it out, because when you write it down, you're thinking on paper. It's not just fluid thoughts that morph and flex. When you write it down on paper, you've already started your plan. Make sense?
Yeah.
Next thing you do is you figure out the first step you need to take to make this plan happen, and you take action on that step.
And then how does it work with working with you? How often are you meeting with someone? Are you, how do you guide them through this?
It depends on how we want to work it. I can offer you the course Thinking into Results as a standalone self-study program for 3,500 Canadian. Or you can work with me for 24 weeks, which is $8,000. And during that 24 weeks, we study this very course, one lesson for 2 weeks. And by the end of the 24 weeks, you're going to be well on your path to going, because right on the first lesson, we start taking action on what we're learning. And then the second lesson, we take action on what we're learning from the first and the second. And then the third lesson, we take action on what's going on in the first, second, and third, et cetera, all the way through. By the time we're finished the program, you're already well on the way to manifesting your dreams. The third offer that I have is a 365-day program where you and I communicate for 15 minutes every morning at the exact same time. Weekends, holidays, we're always on the phone together. And I'm your accountability partner. You're going to tell me what step you're going to take, and I'm going to make sure that you're taking it on the next phone call.
Yeah.
Right? And if not, we talk about what you can do to make that happen. Are you in fear? Okay, how do you break through fear? Right? We get you going through those things, and I help you get to where you want to go. So depending on which level you're at, on where you want to begin, I also have half a dozen other self-study programs that are available at different pricing levels. They're all available on my website if you go there. Make a decision today that you want a better life and go check those out. If nothing else, check those programs out, get started in personal development, and you will eventually get to your dreams.
Right. So trueresultsconsulting.ca is the website. We can contact you there.
Yep. There's a contact form that you can use to fill out to get in touch with me. You can leave me all kinds of information, why you want to work with me, or what kind of dreams you have. Let me know that, and then I'll get back in touch with you within 24 hours. You can reach me at 519-209-1779. Make that call. Start today. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. I've got room for 5 clients right now. You could be the first one to make that happen. Well, you know what? We're into into the first week of April right now, and I've got March Madness going on, which means that I'm offering my services at 50% off what I normally charge until the middle of April. So until next week.
So, all right, you got, in a week to take advantage of this. Now, that's great.
That's right.
Let me ask you this. Now, could you give us some advice on this fear factor in a sense? Because a lot of us are fearful of making our dreams happen. We're scared. We're nervous. What type of tips can you give us to say, hey, pick up that phone or go on the website, call me, let's make it happen? People out there listening, watching, thinking, I want to change this. Everyone's thinking it. There's something that they want in life, but they're still a little hesitant to call and to reach out. Talk about that fear. How can we get over that? Give us the tips and advice to call you.
This is what we call reaching the terror barrier,
Ooh.
right? I want to make a change, but I'm unsure of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm unsure about making the investment. Fear is simply not knowing. You don't know what the outcome is going to be, right? So what you need to do is learn how to push through that fear. I'm going to learn what I need to know by going and making that step, taking that step. Yeah. I might make a mistake. I might make a poor decision, but we'll correct the decision. You're never going to make a mistake by working with me, right? I can assure you of that. I don't just take you on as a client, you become a friend. You and I are hooked up for life. We might finish the course in 6 months and we might go our separate ways, but I'll wait for that phone call from you one day saying, Steve, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I've got this, that's going on. This is what I'm doing. And I'll direct you to a lesson to review, or I'll make a suggestion for which way you can go. I might know somebody that can help you get to where you want to be. Mm-hmm. All of this kind of stuff I will give to you just for getting involved with me.
So you have a friend for life with Steve Bredschneider, and the coach, a consultant, we'll call him quite a few things. Let me also remind people on the website now, you have a lot of videos that you post there. It's on is it a YouTube channel?
The YouTube channel is not very active right now because I'm involved in other things, but I definitely want to start filling that up again. So there is a YouTube channel. Yeah. I haven't done a live on Facebook or on LinkedIn for a long time, but I'm thinking about going to do that again. So that's coming up in the near future.
There's one video in particular that's on your site. I'm sorry, I thought it linked to YouTube when he clicked on it. I guess it doesn't, but it's talking about the law of attraction. And I know the topic of today is getting what you want, right? Because we all want.
Yeah.
Can you describe this law of attraction and how that kind of fits into today's topic?
Sure. The movie, The Secret, was a fantastic introduction to the law of attraction. Unfortunately, it didn't do a deep enough job. Although if you listen to Bob Proctor when he's in that movie and talking about the law of attraction, he does try to say it's just a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration, which basically is the vibration or frequency that you're living in. If you're in a negative state of mind, if you're feeling poorly, if your body's in dis-ease, then you're not going to manifest what you want. You've got to raise your level of vibration. You've got to be in a joyous, happy, wonderful state, grateful state of mind. Gratitude is the highest vibration that you can be in. Now think about the things that you can be grateful for, right? One of the simplest things is that you've got ears and eyes to watch this video with, right? You can be grateful for the fact that you have these senses. You can be grateful for the state of health that you're in. It may not be perfect, but be grateful for what it is. I guarantee you that if you get into that state of gratitude for the health that you're in, your body will become healthier. Am I making sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your body is an instrument of your mind, and whatever it is that you think must be expressed by your body. So if you look in the mirror every morning, you're going, oh my God, am I fat? Your body's going to go, okay, here's your fat for you, buddy, right? If you get in the mirror in the morning and go, man, am I sexy?
Yeah.
Man, am I hot, right? Look at this beautiful body I'm riding around in. This body starts getting to be the way you want to be. Now, you know what? Physical exercise is something good for your body. Eating properly is something good for your body. But if you put your mindset in saying, I want this beautiful, healthy body, and I'm grateful for this beautiful, you're going to automatically change your eating habits. You're going to change what kind of foods you eat. You're going to perhaps do that exercise a little bit more rigorously and a little bit more enthusiastically. You'll get involved more because of that mindset change. So this all takes practice. You've got to change that mindset, but you've got to do it on a consistent basis. Otherwise, you're just morphing in and out of things, right?
How do you have time for us today? I mean, you're good. You're very, proficient. Like you said, you meet with the same people every time, every day. You take your schedule very seriously. And are you writing it down? Do you pen and paper it? Do you put it in a calendar? What's the best thing to keep organized and keep good old fashioned
journal, right? And in here is my plan. This is where I want to work. So my routine starts off at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Depends on what time I get up. The first half hour, I will meditate. I'll break out a Michael Beckwith meditation and I'll listen to it. I'm actually studying with Michael right now as well. I'll sit down and I'll journal for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll sit down and in all actuality, at the end of the day, I do this. I sit down and say, what one step can I take tomorrow to get me closer to my goal? And I write that down on a piece of paper and I try to execute that the next day. If it doesn't get executed, okay, I push it off to the next day, but I try to work on it a little bit and eventually I'll get to where I want to be. So, the other things that I do a little bit of calisthenics. I don't hurt myself by any means. A little bit of stretching type of thing to get my body active and moving. I'll get shaved and ready for the day. And I just start thinking about grateful things. I have a gratitude pad that I use. So 10 things that I'm grateful for, I write out first thing in the morning. So just getting my mind set on this trajectory of happiness and joy for the day just makes the day go so much better.
And then 24 hours in the day, and look at you. Every day you're doing something new. You're getting up at 3. Is that about
between 3:30 and 4 o'clock? Sometimes earlier. It all depends on when I wake up.
What time do you go to bed? Just curious.
No later than 10 p.m.
Okay.
Usually.
Nothing good after 9 is
so regularly at 9 because that's when the power outage comes. And just before I go to bed, I'll do a meditation as well, right? Like a quick 15-minute gig where I just sit, relax, reflect on the day. I'll write out that one step I want to take tomorrow. And I'll list out one thing that I had a great success at in a day, just so that I can celebrate the day.
Beautiful. And I'm assuming you tell your clients in regards to the importance of meditation morning and night. Is that part of the process or is that not for everyone?
Yes. Well, in going through Thinking into Results, we actually get into a routine of watching one of Bob's videos first thing in the morning and then last thing at night, just before you go to bed. That's the last thing you do. And once we get through that, then you can decide, once we're through the course, you decide on what you want to do with your day. Right. So meditation is something that's stupidly important. I think I said this to you last week. We don't take enough time for ourselves. We've grown up in a society that says you've got to make other people happy. You've got to make your wife happy. You've got to make your kids happy. You've got to make your boss happy. You've got to make people happy. It doesn't work like that. You can't make anyone think something they don't want to think. And therefore, you can't make somebody happy. You can only make yourself happy. And when you start with yourself, that happiness flows out onto others.
Emanates. It starts emanating and people can see, yes.
Yeah, hey man, I like Steve. I'm hanging around with him more. Right? Instead of going on about their day and I can't wait to see Steve. I've got clients that ask for me specifically.
Yeah.
When I'm out doing the forklift gig, right? Steve's got to come here. No, I don't want Alex. I don't want Miles. I want Steve. Right? So.
Yeah. And you can help anyone become unstuck. Is that true?
Absolutely. Stuck is just that level of mundanity that we've gotten into. Mm-hmm. If you're stuck, there's 4 simple things that you can do to get unstuck. And this is available on my website as well as a PDF ebook. Short little book. If you study this from cover to cover, you'll get it done in an hour. But there's exercises in there. There's exercises given to you that you can start doing right away that'll make slight changes for you that'll turn into big changes down the road.
And that's awesome because that I have time for. That I think most people have time for. Some people, that's a great way to get into it. People fear, I don't have the time. I want to change. But an hour, you're telling me it would take to get through the PDF?
This probably less.
Start.
Right?
Oh.
It's a start. Now, here's the thing about this. We all have the same amount of time. There's 24 hours in a day. What we choose to do with that time is what makes a difference,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, if you want to take your spouse out to dinner, you make the time for that. If you want to go to the gym, you make time for that. If you want to make changes in your life, all you have to decide is that you're going to do it and make the time. And decide what time. It's not making the time, it's deciding what time you want to do it at. I like first thing in the morning because that's when my mind is the freshest, right? I'm not tired. I'm wide awake. I'm ready to absorb things. I go and I'll study something. I'll pick up Think and Grow Rich, read a chapter. I'll study thinking into results. Just do something to get me going in that direction every day.
That's good to know. And we still have 2 minutes left in the show, Steve. So what else did you want to leave with our listeners today about the importance of your consulting, and how someone become what they really want to be and get what they want?
Yes. So one of the things that we talk about is that, a lot of people in the world don't really realize who they are. This physical being that you see represented before you is not me. It's just the machine that I ride around in.
Yep,
right?
Mm-hmm.
The thoughts that I have are mine. Mm-hmm. The actions that I take are mine. My name is mine. I own those things. See, I don't own a soul. I am a soul. Mm. And when you come to realize that you are this great, big, infinite being living within this physical form, you can accomplish anything. You just have to get excited about what it is that you love doing and going out and making it happen.
Well, I'm excited. And I think our listeners are excited. You guys excited? They were talking to us. Yeah, they're excited. Bredschneider, seriously, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. You make me so much more motivated and upbeat. And it's not the coffee, it's you and your positive energy's flowing through. And hey, energy, right? Energy travels. You don't need to be in person. Hence, you work with most of your clients virtually, right?
That's correct.
Right.
That's right. The Zoom is a great invention. Whoever came up with that, tip my hat to you. But yeah, so I can reach out to anybody anywhere in the world. Time zones, of course, we have to take into consideration, but we can work together. My favorite time to work with a client is on the weekends because I can give most of my attention at those times. So if you want to make changes, let's set up a call, we'll get together and we'll make your life better.
What's the number?
519-209-1779. A whole bunch of nines in there.
And the website, trueresultsconsulting.ca.
That's right. And if you want to email me, it's just simply steve@trueresultsconsulting.ca. Perfect.
Well, thank you for your time today. It's always a pleasure speaking with you and thinking into results. I'm getting excited. We all can get results. We all can get what we want, but you need someone like Steve in your corner. So Steve Bredschneider, it's been a pleasure, really. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Jill. It's been an honor to serve people. Thank you so much for allowing me this time.
And thank you. And everyone else, stay tuned. Of course, we have more of the show coming right up after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.